Hello, my lovely friends. It's Tuesday and bringing you a layout. This is also a layout from Colorado and appropriately named. The title is just Colorado. So this is part of my Make a Kit Monday from 11/17. If you want to see the products that I'm using, for the most part, you can go back to that date and it is all there for you to watch and to see. And the primary basis of this Make a Kit Monday is Dear Lizzie Polka Dot Party. And I kind of like the way this turned out until the very end. And then you'll see what happens. It's just not my fave at the end. I do like using the polka dots with the gesso, and that was part of my kit, and I'm just cleaning that up here so it doesn't turn into concrete. And I just really like that plain simple polka dot actually, so I'm using that. And oh, yep, showing you my product. I like the heavy gesso for some reason. I feel like I can use texture paste or embossing paste or something like that for the light, but when I really want to go dark, or like heavy, I'll use heavy gesso, and it just sits up beautifully. It's a really good product, and I actually prefer the cheaper brand by Delta than I do the expensive by Liquitex. So I am just distressing the edges here and adding my pictures. I do have quite a few that my friend had given me from our trip, and so these aren't necessarily one picture layouts, and maybe that's part of what's bugging me about this layout, because I got used to doing like one, maybe two pictures, but this one has three. And I do like, don't get me wrong, I like the way the layout turned out, except for the very end I used some heavy paint to do splatters, and it just kind of pours and it's kind of stringy, and just, it threw me off. And I was so far into it, it was going to ruin the whole thing if I stopped. So I just kept it. Some you win, some you lose. I've been loving my layouts other than this one, I think, for the most part. But, you know, you can't win them all. But this is a picture of a little creek that was in Breckenridge, and the little town of Breckenridge, like the historic area. And then when we were in the gondola, the picture in the middle, you could see an overview of some of the property there in Breckenridge. So that's what the pictures are. And I have previous videos from my Colorado trip, and that kind of explains the trip if you want to know more. But I'm trying to figure out if there was anything else I pulled in that was not on my Make a Kit Monday video, and I don't think there is. I think I used everything. Okay, maybe I did pull in some Maggie Holmes open book pins, but I think that's it. Oh, and some American Crafts thickers in Sketchbook. Everything else is from the kit. And boy, when you have a kit, it just flies. You know what you have, you fly through it. It's like, oh, I know exactly what I have. Oh, I know exactly how to use this. Oh, that would go great here. So I encourage you to use grab your stash and make yourself a kit and have the colors go together, because it really makes a difference on how fast you can whip these out. Now, this rub-on was so frustrating. It would not come off. And you can see I'm just working it until I give up, and it still came out kind of sketchy. And so, yeah, there you go. I cover it up. I couldn't get it to come off. I don't know. I think rub-ons have a expiration date, or should at least have an expiration date, because I'm telling you, they age out and then you can't get them off. And then you're like, well, darn, I really want to use that and I love it and I paid for it, but you know, not working. So I'm just adding my embellishments here, and those are Dear Lizzie as well from the they're the wood buttons. See, I kind of got a little crazy there with the ink and stuff too, trying to cover up that spot I tore off. I guess I was just indecisive. Well, that kind of fixed it actually. Anyway, like I said, this was kind of an off night and it's not my fave layout. And here's where you see me I am trying to make splatters and it just makes stringy, goopy glue kind of stuff. So it wasn't enough that I messed up the top, but then I had to go and mess up the bottom, and I just said, all right, I'm done. Whatever, I'll just let it dry and lick my wounds and call this one done. And that's pretty much what I did. So they can't all be masterpieces, and I wish I would have never used that precious metal Viva. Just live and learn. You know, it's just too thick and heavy, so it's not for splattering. But hopefully you like the layout. I do like the colors. I do like that I have it down and documented. And here I go using some more of those pens. So I hope you all have a good weekend and a good evening, and I appreciate you watching, and I will finish up with some pictures, and I will talk to you later. Ta-ta for now. Bye.